Hello guys, today talk about well this was third party characters are a central part of Smash Bros, otherwise known as guest characters. Of course, Smash Bros will not be Smash Bros without third party characters. But what would Smash Bros be without third party characters? First of all of the notorious requests, down from people requesting Shrek and Goku as jokes, or from people, harassing the creator of Smash Bros. Because Crash Bandicoot or Sora or the most infamous one, Xeno, weren't characters added into the game. Of course, you had the Waluigi fans. It wasn't just the third party characters, but usually it was over third party characters not making it to the game, such as Master Chief, such as Genos and Crash Bandicoot, and many more characters not being in the game as well. People getting angry over certain character picks that, oh, how dare you not pick this character over this character. At the very beginning, it was simple. Pick the most recognizable character from the game. So, Metal Gear Solid, you put Solid Snake. Sonic, you put Sonic. Mega Man, you put Mega Man. Pac-Man, you put Pac-Man. Street Fighter, you put, Ryu. And then it got into Ultimate. Persona, you got the most recent character from the series, Joker. Hero, you just got all the Dragon Quest characters, but the anger really started with Terry, and then ended with Kazuya and Sora. The fact that people were angry at Terry's inclusion in Smash Bros. Shows that the wider the Nintendo and gaming community just do not have respect for smaller game franchises. Fatal Fury is not a huge gaming franchise. It is not as big as Crash Bandicoot or Halo or any of these big series, but people were hoping for all these big, massive franchises to be represented, and maybe some of the childhood representatives like Crash Bandicoot and Banjo-Kazooie. Actually, Crash Bandicoot sold 50 million copies, but no. For example, like Banjo-Kazooie being included. The fact that Nintendo fans get so angry because certain characters was not included as well. And then we have the anger towards first-party characters in the DLC. The biggest one was BioWare's inclusion. I still do not understand why they include another Fire Emblem character when there are more important franchises for Nintendo to add characters to of their own series. But the anger towards BioWare, Min Min, and Pyro and Mythos inclusion then definitely represents a part of the Nintendo fan base that is pretty toxic. So Barov is the main character, if you did not know anything about Fire Emblem or been living under a rock, of Fire Emblem Three Houses. And basically, Sakurai wanted to include another Fire Emblem character. It was like, he'll be in the game, or whatever. People, including myself, were angry and pissed off. And you know why? It is because we were expecting another third-party character. We were expecting a character that was not a part of a Nintendo franchise. And it was even worse when they had said the first character of the Fires Pass would be an ARMS character. Nintendo putting their own characters into the game. And people were pissed that the Fires Pass 2 was ruined by one Nintendo character. And the biggest one was Pyro and Mythos inclusion. So basically, Pyro and Mythos were included in Super Smash Bros. As playable characters. And the internet was livid. How dare you add Xenoblade characters to Smash Bros? How dare you put Xenoblade representatives in Smash Bros? Okay, how dare you put Pyro and Mythos over Crash Bandicoot, over Master Chief, over all of these other characters that are much more iconic than Xenoblade? Okay, how dare you, Nintendo? How dare you put Pyro and Mythos over Xeno? Okay, or all these characters, okay, as well, okay? And a lot of the most requested Smash Bros. Characters, there's our third-party characters. There's the top 10 most wanted characters. Besides Banana Waddle Dee, which I still don't understand why Banana Waddle Dee of all Kirby characters is the most requested Kirby character. When you have all these Kirby villains. Maybe that's why, because, King Dedede and Meta Knight were former villains. And maybe Smash fans want Banana Waddle Dee because he is a hero and Kirby Return to Dreamland. But I would still rather have Magor or Mox over Banana Waddle D. He would still have an instant moveset I still would complain, but there are other Kirby characters, especially many Kirby characters, you could include instead of Banana Waddle D. And of course, you have Waluigi, Zeno, who is owned by Square Enix, but almost a lot of these characters, Crash Bandicoot, Phoenix Wright, I don't understand why Phoenix Wright is on here. Rayman, Master Chief, Dante, and Doomslayer. And we can go further down. Eggman, Sate, Travis Touchdown. Again, Sate is weird because no one plays our games. Do people really want him in the game because they think he looks sexy? That's really the only reason why. Reimu, that mostly is because of 410. Shovel Knight, Shadow, Tails, and Karate Joe's a Nintendo character. And we go further down. The Knight with his title Karate Joe, Monster Hunter Bomberman, Man Zero, Spyro, Heavy, Sans, Ryu Hayabusa, Soul Bad Guy. Another character I'm surprised that so many requests because, again, Guilty Gear is not really a very popular game franchise outside of fighting game enthusiasts, basically. Officer Howard, Professor Layton. Is Professor Layton Nintendo? I don't really know that, but Professor Layton, Konoha. Well, that franchise did kind of see a revival where they remade the first couple of games as well. Well, Aonaza Scorpion, Lloyd Irving, Amaterasu, Kodo, 2B, Alucard, Monokuma, Kazuma, Kiryu, the Human, or Frisk. I don't know why I didn't put Frisk. Agumon, Ashley's from Mario. That's not for Pokemon. Noah, Cell, Chun-Li, Chosen are dead. Sephiroth, Knuckles, Debbie Feed. We had SKD, Jonesy, quote, Cosmos, which is Zero Soccer owned by Nintendo? Takumaru, that's owned by Nintendo. Jibanyan, Raiden, that's from yeah. So you can have Metal Gear Rising soundtrack. We all know those people who they just love that game. Lara Croft, Neku Sabara, Goku, Chris, actually tell. Cuphead, Kratos, Rin, Ayumi, Zill, Valentine, Gordon Freeman, Magor is 81, Mox is at 85. Freddy Fazbear, Zogris, Yuri, Rowell, the Prince, Adele, Adele, the Bodo, Noctis, Chorus Kids, Rip, Minutes Nintendo. And we have Neptune. I put the best of Neptunians on here. Ratchet and Crank, Sub-Zero as well. And we can go further down as well. We even have like Dragonborn on here. Go all the way down to characters of one person requesting them as well. These characters are never gonna make it in. Including stuff like Nintendo ESOP Bad and made joke requests like Shrek and stuff as well. But you can see that a lot of characters are requested. Okay, that some people want these characters in the game. Okay. But we always went back, to this, but the most requested, most wanted character now, because Sora is in the game, so they must have removed them from this list as well. Same thing of Kazuya Terry, but one of the most requested characters, a majority of them are not even Nintendo characters. Okay. Heck, some of the more iconic Nintendo characters that are not even in the game, are not even in the top 100 because of third-party characters. So, for example, Furidi is a character that some people from the Kid Icarus fandom wants, but Furidi is on par with Conker and the Dragonborn from Elder Scrolls. So did Nintendo ruin Super Smash Bros? for adding third-party characters? I argue no, because third-party franchises have a lot of things to offer to the Super Smash Bros. Series, including beloved characters that people want. But I think third-party characters stay as guest characters. They should not be, recurring characters until Smash 10. Maybe swap out the roster and have a couple mainstays as well. For example, someone like Sonic, it's too big to keep out. But characters are more harder legal problems involved with them. For example, Sephiroth or Cloud or Hero, I think will be much more difficult. But considering that Nintendo is the company that everybody wants to be friends with now, I would be surprised if we get more third-party characters rather than less. But I think Nintendo should try to keep the third-party characters to a minimum outside of DLC, because Smash Bros. Is still a Nintendo series. I think Nintendo should prioritize the old characters first. For example, there are many Nintendo franchises that don't even have a playable character representative that yet. For example, Golden Sun and CB Robo. People have been wide for these franchises to return, but because people want third-party franchises like Crash Bandicoot so badly, many of Nintendo's smaller franchises don't even get new characters. For example, Zelda didn't get a new character since Brawl, Kirby didn't get a new character since Brawl, and if Ridley wasn't added because, fans were requesting Ridley, Metroid will probably not got a new character since Brawl, and will probably got something like Crash Bandicoot instead. So yes, I think people should still request third-party characters, but I think people should request more Nintendo characters. I think people should also try to request out characters that are not a part of the most requested characters. For example, I would have Mox or Magolor, which are much lower on the total pool of requested characters than Banana Waddle Dee, because I think both of those characters would be more interesting to have in the game than Banana Waddle Dee as well. Because Banana Waddle Dee would be a spear user, which would be pretty interesting, but it'll be very similar to another sword fighter, where Mox and Magolor have all the magical tricks they can use. And that's it about this video here. Goodbye.